Oh, there we are. There we are. Welcome all. Say hi, everyone.
What an intro!
What's up?
Did you like the new intro? Seems pretty cool to me.
Fuck yes.
Welcome to the first episode of the second season. We've got new players, new fucking characters, new intros, new worlds to explore, new stuff. So
New stuff and things.
I'm Nick. I'm gonna be your DM for the next ever.
100 years.
Yep.
Let me take over.
Yeah, you know,
Singular.
maybe. I like controlling
Yeah,
shit.
that's the-
I've got to control.
It's
I've got
not,
to
it's not like you're forced into it.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
not
happily
like
take.
yeah, it's not a forced thing. So, as always, let's go around the room and just I want a quick introduction for your characters. Nothing major, nothing too spoilery, but just go around and introduce yourselves and your characters and say hi to the Nothing fam.
No, I'll start.
Start that way.
Hi, my name's Craig, and my new character is Pip. He is a deep gnome barbarian.
I'm Rian. My character is Amphina. She is a girl from a small town who works in an inn.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name's Jet. I'm a Tabaxi artificer. And here I am.
Nice. My name's Sam. I am playing Flynn Lightfoot, the halfling monk.
Nice. My name's Nick. I'm the DM. I'll just be back.
I'm on the ground.
And I'll work on my voice later. I can.
I love that voice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Have you got a voice yet? Go on, let's have
You said no spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilies.
No spoilers.
I didn't know speaking candidly was a spoiler. Are we gonna sit here in silence for a few hours then, I take it?
You breed.
Freed.
You breed.
Okay, well.
And hello, Raven. Thank you for the compliment. I am badass.
You sound like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I do get a real
I was actually going for that.
I get a real
dude.
Raphael vibe. That's good. Okay.
Sick.
So you can see the new map there in the corner.
Beautiful work.
You world who dis.
This is
You-
all.
You lands who dis.
Yeah. For people who aren't aware, this is just original content. Just gotta hand it to the man. He's very humble.
We're in the same world as our last campaign. The land of Marishar is southern to the lands of Elkartham. Marishar is a world where the great races of the dwarves and the elves have been locked in like a century-long stalemate. The land's divided by a massive range, the Awol Unduin ranges, and the dwarves of Marishar, renowned for their craftsmanship and mining abilities, they've created sprawling cities and fortresses under their cities that are on the surface level, you know, filled to the brim with their precious metals and gems. They're fiercely protective of their territory and will stop at nothing to defend it. On the other hand, the elves of Marishar are just the masters of the natural world. They live in the forests and the woodlands, yet some do congregate towards the cities. The most major city, Kasharun, in the center of the map, is an elven-run city. The elves are very protective of their land, and they don't treat with hostiles too well. Despite their mutual animosities, the elves and the dwarves of Marishar share like begrudging respect for each other. They have been locked in this stalemate for centuries. One side knows that if the other attacks, surely both will fall under the weight of their respective armies. They're just lucky to have the Rangers dividing the land down the middle to make sort of a natural wall between the two races. It's much warmer here towards the equator than it is in Ellicottham. The seasons very rarely shift. Like here on the Gold Coast, you know, that goes from hot to less hot.
Would you say subtropical?
Subtropical, tropical, subtropical. Even the ranges, they're filled with rainforests more and humid areas. The the grasslands lush, green, filled with life. Gold is much less used in this land. Most of the trade is done with fair trade and work. If you want something from somebody, you're going to have to work for it. Marishar is... Magic isn't as prevalent here, and the laws that govern the lands don't seek to let magic run rife throughout the land, so they try to keep an eye on it. It's not saying that it's illegal to help your flowers grow or to make a tree or help to heal somebody's wounds. But if you use magic for something untoward, then if you get caught, there may be repercussions. All races live here, but a majority of the life forms are elves and dwarves. Magic users can sometimes be looked upon as freaks, and and some of the more extreme religious groups will actively hunt and find those magic users to do with what we do not know. So our heroes will find themselves nestled we find ourselves in the city of in Kasharun.
Epic.
A huge city.
Absolutely epic.
Kasharun is an elven city nestled in between the Wuol Undu Ranges and the Great River Stoach. The main currency of trade here is wheat and grain, which is exported to the north to the undercities of the dwarves, and by river and to the south to their kin, living in the lush lands of fruit farms and flowers beyond the Moak Deep. Boating districts strewn with fish nets line the shores. A huge area dedicated to market stalls sits in the shade of a massive tree, its height hundreds of meters tall, hundreds of feet tall. Let me get back into D&D. We're not in Australia anymore. We're in Kasharun, and things are measured in feet here. This massive area north of the Great Castle, dedicated to the markets. It's tables upon tables, tents lined with exotic goods from far and wide. Off to the east of Kasharun, there is a massive swathe of farmlands, and they provide an abundance of crops to sustain the ever-growing population of the city. The High Count, Lord Amadust, Amadust, Lord Amadust, rules in a democracy with a council of 7 advisors, one from each of the 7 districts of the city. They all have their tract of land in the city and throughout the lands to the east and south and west. there is a fierce military presence in the city. Elven guards roam the streets, their cloaks caked in dirt from the unsealed roads. The patriarchs of Kasharoon don't like the idea of too many cobblestones littering the land. They want to keep things as natural as possible. In the city you will find guards everywhere. But bandits still do, roam the surrounding lands, preying on unsuspecting travellers. A city of about 25,000 people. Hundreds and thousands of houses, makeshift huts, large estates line the streets. The 7 factions of the city are run by 7 lords, or ladies in respect. We'll start off in the Wern district, to the south along the edge of the Moak Deep, where sailors come in and out, trading their goods from far and wide. The Wern are... they're fishermen and sailors at heart. They love the sea. Their houses are strewn with fish nets, and you'll see the wares of their trades lining the streets here and there. People shouting, the smell of salt in the air as the waves lap up against the wooden forefronts and boardwalks of the quays. To the north of them, we have the Twersol. These are the gardeners. These are the men and late women who tend to the gardens.
Twirlsol?
Twersol. Twersol. I'll just give you a quick rundown. There's too much information to go into. These are the gardeners. They're fruit and flower farmers. They're the herbologists of the world of Kasharoon. They're the ones who... a lot of these houses in this area are summer homes for the farmers who come every week to bring goods. And sometimes their families stay in town while they go off and come back. To the north of that, we have the Madeline, artificers by trade, tinkerers from the far, far eastern coast. They were forced to move here under duress. And just below them, a very secretive bunch, the Rotua. Rotua, R-O-T-U-A. It's great. I'm loving it. Hey, I've never seen so many notes taken. So, the secretive Rotua, rogues and alchemists. They forgo their family names and go by a single moniker to show that they are loyal to their house. To the southeast, the southwest, we have the Endmores. E-N-D-M-O-R-S, Endmores. They're the nobles, the aristocrats. They govern the government. And then to the north of them, we have the secretive and almost sect-like Winterbottom. They... Bottom. The Winterbottom are looked upon as a strange folk. A bit weird in their ways and dark in their natures. So that's the 7 factions. Oh, I forgot one. The Amadust, the rulers, the God Sovereign. You don't get voted into this democracy, you are born into this democracy. and the democracy helps you govern. The Amadas family is ancient, have lived for thousands of years. When Kasharoon was just a tiny town, and they erected the first stake of a house in the middle of the Five Ways. There's not much to be said about Pallius Amados, except he's a kind old man who rules with a warm heart. I'll let you digest that information for a sec, guys. Any questions? Jack, you'll find yourself waking up somewhere in the Maladan district, continuing your quest and searching for what it is that you're searching for.
Well, at this point, what my character would be searching for, I've just recovered from quite a severe injury. I've been pretty much in a bed for the last 2 years. So I guess just to introduce that to everyone, like, we'll not talk about it. No.
So yeah, you'll be waking up in the Artificers district. Flynn, whereabouts do you think you'd wake up?
So I'd probably be hang around with the sort of more I guess down to earth people, the market people, the traders, things like that. They're from his point of view the best way to get the lay of the city and what's going on and that kind of stuff. As the ones who come and
So
go.
I'm going to say that you've come in by ship and woken up. You found a quaint room somewhere near the shore. Pip.
Markets and after meats.
So you've come into town late at night looking for food, filled your tummy till gorge yourself, and you've passed out under the great oak that sits in the middle of the market square.
Nice.
And Fina, did I say that correctly?
Yeah. So, without getting too spoily,
Just tell me when you think you wake up.
well, I think I've just arrived.
Okay.
If it's on the day that you think that gathering's gonna happen.
Okay, cool. So,
So I would have come from a town over, so
You've been
I'll be
coming
on the
up.
outskirts, yeah.
you're coming in through there.
I love the train.
You're there.
Well, I've been looking for an adventurous guild. That would be what would be me towards my quest. DM.
You'll do what I fucking tell you to do.
Oh yeah, alright.
We just put you in a sewer.
You wake up covered in shit. What do you do?
Oh, you
Lick
know
my-
what? You know what? You know
Lick
what?
your lick my pussy.
Shush.
Right.
So, Athena, make your way into town from the outskirts, from the north. As the light dawns, you can see the outskirts of the city. The houses in front of you on the road are dark and weathered. They're wooden boards, almost purplish in this morning light. As you make your way closer and closer to town, some sound catches your ears. Du-dum, du-dum, du-dum. In your sleep, a dream, you hear your heart beating. Du-dum, du-dum. And as you're brought to wakeness, your ears prick with the sound of bells tolling. Pip, you awaken to see hundreds of people moving past you. They're chattering voices, all moving to the south. Flynn, you wake up and you can hear bells tolling in the different distance, and you see people moving past you, a crowd forming, heading towards the castle. What do you guys do?
Having been formerly of this city, although many, many years ago, would I have an idea of what the bells could mean, or if it's a tradition type thing, or whether what exactly it might mean?
Give me a history check. First roll of the
See?
first campaign. Let's go.
See how much Flynn remembers. Probably not a lot.
Show us your history.
Show us your history, mate.
Yeah, it's not
Show me
great.
what you got.
So,
That's not bad, a 16.
15 is what I was looking for. Good, yeah.
Lucky.
Bells traditionally can mean two things. Something really good's gonna happen. Something really bad's gonna happen. They
Something's
ring
gonna
them.
happen.
They ring them for revelry, but they also ring them for death.
As Flynn packs light, he quickly gathers his things, straps his sword to his back,
And you know of where these bells are leading you.
and heads out towards the
So you head north towards up the dusty roads, the
towards-
castle
towards
walls,
the castle.
walking towards the castle as its walls start to utterly dwarf you by the time you get to it. You break off around the left and you come around and see a crowd milling. What are you doing, Jake?
Oh man, I thought I was gonna get more of a sleep in today. Hey, mister, what do the bells mean?
Oh, I think something's gone down.
Well, I'm not gonna sleep anymore, so
Well, I'm
I
going to
might
have a
as well
fucking
check
look, eh? Come on. And he leaves.
it. Okay.
I don't know who that was, but he's there now.
He's from the Gold Coast.
Oh, there's something wrong with my tuna sandwich.
I'd slip the knapsack that I've got with my possessions and
Well, I guess I'll check out that sound.
What are you doing, Amphema? Your tummy is rumbling.
Well,
Give me a constitution check.
remind me what to do.
Roll a d20 and add your constitution score to it.
yeah, so you
Mon-
roll
constitution
for this
modifier.
dice. Yeah, that dies.
My first ever roll.
Yeah, and your constitution is +3, so you're going to add a +3 to that.
So
and then-
whatever I roll, I add 3.
Correct.
Oh, math time.
11.
11. Okay, your tummy rumbles, but you can put it out of your mind for the moment.
I'm gonna head towards all the commotion, but I'm gonna try and keep a low profile. I've got like a cloak with a hood over my head, and I'm just gonna try and stay in the
Yeah,
shadows
cool.
and stay out of sight.
Give me a stealth check.
So you do a roll again? You do a roll again, yeah. Cool.
You
And
have
then
your stealth bonus.
you'll add your stealth bonus, which is just out of the shot, yeah.
19.
Oh. Yeah, you pass like the wind. unnoticed amongst the people. And as you walk past a small child, you can see out of the back of his pocket a nice big chunk of bread. And your tummy just makes too much of it. You wink it out. He doesn't even notice. Pip, what are you doing?
Pip, what are you doing? Pip is sprout up and go.
Yes, bells. I've never heard them. Let's go.
So, and so you all make your way, following the bells. Here the crowd is thicker. People of all shapes, sizes, elves, dwarves, men. There's all the races of the world. But for every one of you, there's 3 elves. Tall, lanky, pointed-eared. Many of them armoured. A strong guard's presence is here.
I can't see shit. I need a vantage point. I better get crafty.
Pip looks around.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Some sort of thing to climb.
Give me a investigation check. Six. The only thing you can see that would give you some vantage from where you're sitting is a street lamp pole sitting jutting straight out in the middle of the crowd. The lanterns are extinguished now, candles in candelabras with a glass lantern over it. Are you going to try and climb up it? Give me acrobatics check, please.
What?
11. Yeah, you successfully scramble up. And as you get to the top and sit on the top of the T-bar that's at the top of this, the bells halt and cease. And now the crowd, their voices die out. In front of you stands, up against the castle wall, its white stone glittering in the morning light. A lot of it's in shade, but to the right of it, most of the time they have the rituals here in the morning because it's in the shade. Because if you look to the right, that slight bit of wall you can see is just blindingly light with the white reflection off it. It's a real contrast between the darkness that's happening here on the stage and the white of the castle behind it. This large obsidian platform juts out of the ground along the western wall of the keep, a natural platform for performances of all types. Usually this area would be a jubilant way for patrons to walk there, but today there's a much more somber tone in the air. Today there's no trapeze artists or tumblers on the stage. Today the precursor to death hangs in the air. The crowd is quiet, still, and attentive. And as you look across the crowd, Pip, looking from your area, you see in the crowd. Could you explain to me what your character looks like, Quinn?
Okay, so my character, he's dressed sort of like, if you could imagine like an old school sort of samurai. Sort of that kind of, so that sort of armor. I'm a tabaxi, so I'm like a feline, sort of humanoid shaped being. I'm about 5'11", just like 6 foot, I guess, wearing shoes. I've got a red bandana around my head, and over my chest I have this contraption coming down, and there's this light that you can see on my chest, but I have obscured it a bit with a scarf, just to try to keep it unnoticed at this stage because we're in the city. So I suppose you wouldn't, only with a cunning eye you might be able to see that. I have you can see I've got really tough looking claws because I'm often climbing. So I guess if you were to look at my hands / paws, you would just see really heavily they're weathered. So that comes across in a handshake or a pat on the back. You're like, oof, it's like a it's a bit rough. It's like a cat's tongue but hands.
Like my hands?
Yeah, it's like the DM's hands. So my character at the time is wearing, in accordance with my artwork.
Cross
Sorry. He's wearing the armor's just like, it's medium armor. What is it actually that I'm?
I think you were scale mail, don't you?
Yeah, so it's scale mail, but yeah, it really looks like sort of like a samurai cat sort of vibe.
Samurai pizza cats. They're so
Samurai-
bad. They got more
samurai cat
fur
with
than
a
any
red bandana
turtle ever
around his
had.
head.
I just remember that.
You remember that?
Now I do.
Yeah, samurai
Fucking,
pizza cats. They
the
used to
original-
get shot out of a gun,
Yeah.
like to get launched to their
Samurai
missions and
pizza
shit.
cat.
Yeah. Anything else, Jack? Sorry, I've knocked you.
No.
Fucking 90s.
Yeah, that would be it.
Lovely.
Oh, and I'm also sort of like a gingery, blondish in fur complexion.
And Fema, as you're trying to get a closer look to what happens, trying to stay stealthy, you come along, back up around behind the main party, the main crowd, and slipped in through these tents and along the wall here, and you're sort of right behind the action, almost backstage. As you look over, you catch eyes with this character. Could you explain your character to me, Quinn? I mean, Sam, give me a
So you
rundown.
see, sort of darting probably between the legs of much of the crowd. At first glance, probably seems like a child, but then upon closer inspection, see that it's an adult in child form. Definitely an adult's face on a child's sort of size body. So I mean, only around sort of 3.5 foot tall type of thing. Noticeably has some sort of browny sort of coloured robes, sort of light dress, and no signs of any armour. Carries a sort of a traveller's type backpack with a sort of a short spear used as a sort of walking stick. Has essentially his head completely shaved except for a long top knot up the back, tied with a green tie, and then carries what looks to be quite a large curved sword on his back as well.
How big is the sword?
About as big as him.
Okay.
So the bottom of the sheath probably is just
You saw
not
the
far
intro,
off the
it goes
ground,
out like
and
as far as-
then the
I know, I just wanted him to
sticks,
say it.
The handle sticks above his head.
Excellent.
But yeah, he seems sort of darting through the crowd. You know, halfling, easily manoeuvring between the crowd to find see if he can find out what's going on. So.
Right now he's standing on top of a box next to another pole. First off, can everyone tell me, except for you, I don't care, what's their passive perception?
13.
12.
Can you give me a perception check, please? Actually, give me an... Oh, this is even better. Give me a wisdom or an insight check, whichever you prefer.
insight, so I'll probably go with that.
Fuck, I'm a good
No, he
DM.
doesn't have
Fuck, you're a
insight.
good DM.
It's the same thing either way.
Looking for a 16.
Nope, that's 6. About 10 off.
You chair go down.
What's wrong?
I was just lining the shot up.
I can move the camera. Sit where you want to sit. I'll fix the camera.
It needs to go up there. Because Sam could go up a bit too. Just... Yeah, that works. Yeah, because I'm fucking good dear.
I'm a good DM. That's what it is. As you're standing there, Flynn, something doesn't feel right. Some twitch of energy and strangeness passes over you, and you, for some reason, look up. And there, atop a pole, hanging on for grim death. Could you explain your character to me, Craig?
Sort of got like a.
Speak up.
So Pip is a sort of deep gnome. He's kind of mischievous. He is a bit cute, bit angry.
Like me.
Really loves to steal the show. Like he's sort of gonna be really full on energetic.
What does he look like physically?
Does he look like physically? He has a little goatee. He has like really scraggy like barbaric hair and like a fur vest on and carries a warhammer on his back to the knee.
He has a warhammer. So what to you guys looks like a normal
Oh.
size hammer?
And then he also has a whip on his belt buckle as well.
How tall is he?
I think he's only probably about 3.5.
3.5 feet, my lord. And what colour hair did you say?
It's brown.
Brown hair. And what sort of style of haircut?
Scraggy.
Scraggy, just like like that, kind of like that.
Bushy and scraggy.
And any other sort of scars or identifying marks?
Just one through the eye here.
That's hot.
Just twirling your brain as hot.
Can you all? I want y'all to give me a perception check, y'all. Everyone, except you.
Perception.
I'm trying to get you found. Fucking hell.
Goes
12.
12, no.
Woo!
No.
But it fell off the
21.
21.
From his vantage point, you look down, Pip, and as you're watching what's going on the obsidian stands there, off to your left you see, hiding almost out of sight, just a slither of movement catches your eye. Could you explain what your character looks like to us, please?
Well, from his vantage point, it just looks like moving material. But Amphina, she's wearing like this long black robe with a hood, like a cloak. Can't really see what she's wearing because she's got it wrapped so tightly around herself. But in like the opening of the hood, you can see that she's got like bruises on her face and she looks real pale, like she's taking a beating.
Yeah. Sick.
You can't see much else apart from that though.
An execution is taking place. A man, a human man, is stricken against the wall, his arms above his head. Around his mouth is a gag. Not one that any of you have seen before. It covers his whole face like a COVID mask, but made out of steel and leather, with runes carved into the leather on it. What's up?
Hello, welcome.
What a response. Look at that.
Kind of like a dog's kind
Sort of like a...
Muffler.
Lumbia musk.
Hannibal the
Nobody
Lecter.
asked who I was before I put on the mask. Sort of Baney almost mask. Yeah, you know Bane's mask? Nothing like that. Hi, James. Nice to
Hey
meet you.
James. James is my friend from Australia who now lives in Japan.
Oh, hey, James.
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
and he's playing a D&D group with... Is it... How many players are with you, James, in your game? Either way,
What's
it's
up,
really
man?
exciting. So he's wanted to check how well we get up to.
And Hoon's in as
You.
well.
Hey, Hooney!
What's up, bro?
All right.
Hey!
So,
Cool.
a man dressed in normal everyday, just a leather tunic and pants. A normal belt. He looks like every possession he's ever had has been taken away from him at this point. His face is gaunt and pale. His hands tied above his head, heavy chains. And around him stand a group of 3 or 4 guards.
Does his clothes look like he was well off, or
His clothes look like they've seen better days, but they look like they weren't peasants' clothes, if
Yeah.
that's what you mean.
Yeah.
He's not dressed in a suit and tie, but he's not dressed in a fucking
Middle
loincloth.
class.
Like beggars out.
Yeah, he's not. He looks like he did all right. He looks like
What are people in the front row saying?
the whispering. Give me a perception check.
How big are your ear holes?
How close are you gonna? You're pretty close to the
9.
front.
9?
How close are you to the front of the? How far are you away from the stage?
Well, I would have used my cat claws to just get to a high point. I'd probably be chilling on like a rooftop or something.
Answer the question.
How close would I be? I'd say I'd probably be about 40 feet away.
Not from this distance. Do you want to try and get closer?
Yes, I would like to.
Do it. So you.
So I clamber down. I see. I'm looking down. I see there's a little gap through. I could just.
Yeah,
get
like
through
the way I move through a mosh pit.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I see. There's a little like a stream of
Yeah.
sort of what's going through. So I go on there and I tag along, and I think I'd get to about 10,
Yeah.
10 feet away.
As you get closer, as you get closer, you hear people talking, saying, oh, "I can't believe Anderson did that. Who would have thought? Who'd have thought it?"
Amethyst did that. Did you say?
Anderson, straight up human name.
Mr. Anderson.
I'm right now.
So around him stands a group of about 3 or 4 guards. It's 3 guards, if you must know.
Yep.
Totally take.
Also on that obsidian stage, there is a man who is obviously the executioner. A black hood and a black cloak. And in his hand, there's a sickly looking dagger. It pulses with an unearthly light. These black runes down its hilt almost smoke with eldritch energy. Above the stricken man's head sits an opaque white, almost glass-looking orb. If you were to make a check, you wouldn't see anybody in the immediate vicinity conjuring anything, or it seems to be on its own, just hovering above the condemned's head.
What's its size?
This orb? No bigger than
Okay, so half
no bigger
a
than a
hand.
softball. A softball
Okay.
size. So bigger than a baseball, but smaller than a bowling ball. Around about a softball size. And it's opaque. It looks cloudy. Like,
Is it emitting any light or just?
no, it's just chilling. It's just sitting above his head vibing.
Chill and
Yeah, that's CHILLIN with a little thing.
Frosty emoji.
As the crowd dies down, an important looking elf walks forward. A long white robe adorns his shoulders, his hands hidden in the sleeves as he walks up. And as he approaches, his hands come out, long fingernails holding and a yellowed parchment was the word I was looking for. He unravels it. The accused has been charged with deceiving a fellow citizen with otherworldly means, resulting in substantial monetary gain to the accused and almost resulting in death. The sentence for these crimes is death. He matter-of-factly puts the scroll back into his cloak and takes a step backwards. The crowd watches enchantedly as the white orb above his head sort of shifts in place and then shifts back and it's red. And the important looking elf says, "You have been found guilty." The tall executioner steps forward, his blade at the ready. The important looking elf says, "I would offer you last words, but you would likely forsake them for some evil incantation." So he turns and walks away. And the sheepish man from under his mask mumbles something as the executioner stands and walks up to him. And before he knows it, into the ribs the blade goes with a twist, and a look of surprise passes over his face, followed by terror, before a second later the light of his life leaves his eyes. Silence among the crowd. And then they erupt into cheers. Welcome to Kasharun. A moment passes, and two of the guards move forward to take the body away. They drag it down the stairs, past you, Flynn, and into the alleyways that start on the edge of the castle. Can we take a small break?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. I need a minute. I'm not going anywhere. I just need a minute to.
Run the thing again.
Do you want to watch the video again?
Yeah, roll the video again.
Yeah.
For all the latecomers, see the cool intro.
Here's the cool intro.
Hello.
That's my one. Okay, yeah, we're coming back. Give me a second. I'm busy. No. We're just taking a quick break. Gotta stretch my DM legs.
You're gonna say dick. I'm gonna stretch my dick.
Gotta stretch my dick out. That's
I am having
It's
so
where the
much
creative
fun.
juices come from.
That's why I'm off camera so much.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
stretching the dick.
Just
Yeah.
stretching the dick out.
SDG.
No, the DM is hypermobile, so he's doing his and you know what? When you're the second best DM in the world, it's like they've got their secrets.
Yeah.
Their dick stretching.
Look,
it's those exercises. Engorged. I'm so excited for those of you who are watching from our previous campaign to not wear a wizard hat.
That's just
Feel
fucking
the
way too.
wind
It's
through
way
your
too
hair.
hot.
Just a bit of behind the scenes,
Queensland.
my head I felt like I was wearing a swimming cap of my own sweat, and it was
Pretty much were.
I was getting really disorientated on actually some of the streams where I took the hat off was because the friends of the group were like, dude, maybe you should take the hat off. Yeah, it's
Because we're literally here, like,
Look
barely
like
any
a
clothing
guy,
and
right?
dripping, and you're like, I wear my woolen fucking
yeah.
woolen bloody wizard hat.
And one last behind the
Gang
scenes
all
at
swapped
one
onto there.
yeah at one episode I actually had like frozen peas under the hat for a while, and it was
I
great.
had 2 in the fridge, so I'm eating them, drinking one. That's all.
Oh,
Waste on one, huh?
just guys.
I cast enlarge. Amazing.
Tension, excitement.
So yeah, I've just got to take some notes for myself as well.
Well, I guess I'll just share sort of my reactions, like Jack's reactions to this happening. Prior to me getting to the town, I had a lot of downtime, and I learned a lot about the city and to lay low. So I'm not really showing any reactions, but inside I'm thinking, man, they just killed that guy like that, and everyone cheered. That's despicable. So this would be my reaction to what had happened, and I'm sort of just kind of looking around to seeing if anyone
Mimi.
cheering, and then kind of if anyone looks at me like playing the game of not
From
sticking
Flynn's perspective, having lived in the city, public executions would not be out of place. It's kind of the nothing.
They've
seems
picked up
like-
in the last few years.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, he hasn't been here to witness it, but he knows that these things sort of happen.
You've heard through, yeah. What do you two think about this thing that you've just seen?
The best view in the ass. That was alright.
falls off the pole.
Give me an athletics check.
Ah, shit, he falls off in
Actually,
twice.
acrobatics.
He's
Acrobatics.
one he could.
No. he's just-
Level 1 he could. No, he's got like fucking 18 hit points or some shit, even at level 1.
Doesn't? Oh no, he has to be raging to take half
I
that.
don't have armor yet.
You don't need armor.
No, but when I do that,
You will be about the same. Unless, you.
I understand the
I just need a
class.
fur coat on G.
Yeah, no, literally, you put the best armor you can get at the
What
moment.
you say? Athletics?
If he was wearing scale mail, he'd have the same AC as what he would
15.
without it.
Oh. Put your arms up. That was awesome. And you lose your balance and you start to fall. Give me a dexterity check for me to try and grab the pole as you fall down.
Saving throw?
Yeah, saving throw. Dex saving throw.
I'm not sure if that's different.
Let's go.
We're an hour in.
Yeah.
Well, he put his arms up in the air. He was
Yeah,
holding onto a
that's
fucking...
Action. He's learning actions have consequences.
Look, man, no hands.
21.
21.
Ooh.
You, as you fall, you...
Toes?
Just a single big
How do you
toe.
get down? Tell me.
Swing. There you go.
So as you fall past the bar, you downward dino onto it, grab the pole, and swing around and definitely land on the ground.
I'm in love with a stripper.
That was fun! Woo!
So a moment passes, and the crowd starts to dissipate. They drag the poor, lifeless body of Anderson off towards an alley. And just before they enter, boom! A magical explosion erupts from his body, and he stands back up in place. Two of the guards that were carrying him get thrown back against the wall. One knocked unconscious. The other one stands up. And you see out of the crowd, two men emerge. One of them calls Master and throws the previously downed man, his wound still gaping at his side, a dagger. And he himself draws a scimitar as they square up against the guards. What do you guys do?
I'm sort of intrigued. I guess I'd take another 5 foot closer, but once I'm not getting into the heart of this or...
How far away would we roughly be?
At this point now, if Ejecta moved 5 foot closer, he'd be standing right up behind one of the guards. Also, you have made your way around to this part of the area, and you're within range as well.
What did that mean?
Same. Falling off
I
that
would
pole and
probably-
moving over the obsidian desk, the obsidian platform, you got a little bit curious and see where they were taking the body, and you saw it happen as you come around the corner. And FEMA,
I'm continuing to lay low, but
You-
I'm keeping stock of what's going on.
you
Pull them behind.
you pull yourself tighter into your little area and wait.
So Flynn would probably twirl his spear and just sort of take up a ready stance. Not sure exactly what.
People standing next to you take a step back and they look at you with disdain. But as you all decide this, a fight breaks out. One of the assailants, the magical users, acolytes, jumps forward, stabs at one of the guards and lands it right into his chest, blood pouring out of his neck as he falls prone, dead on the ground. The other is succumbed to some darkness around his head. You see a swirling of magical energy, black shadows into his eyes. He falls, he twitches. One eye bleeds a little and he falls to his ground. And you all look around and you can see that magic user from before has pulled his mask off and he is now incanting something. 3 more guards step out of the crowd as this disruption has been heard now from far and wide, and the bells are ringing again.
Flynn would dart to engage the closest acolyte.
Before you do that, one of them grabs a young lady from the crowd with brown hair who was previously unseen by most of you and puts a knife to her throat. It's Anthema.
Seeing that...
Now everyone just calm down. The guards freeze. The taking of a human life is something of an innocent human life. This poor, innocent, malnourished lady looks with fear in her eyes. Master, he says as he puts the dagger closer to your throat. Let's go. And they start to walk backwards into the darkness of the alleys. A second passes and they've left. And the guards look around at each other and they're... What do we do? I'm not fucking chasing after that dude. Did you see what he did to Jeffrey? What do you guys do?
Seeing a young woman in trouble, I immediately I act without thinking. I'm already moving towards that area, so no guards are coming in. I'm starting to follow into where they went through the people.
You're giving chase.
Yeah.
Flynn?
Flynn would also be darting after them.
You notice this lithe, orange and red, cat-like person dart past you as he also looks like he's making his way towards the entrance of the alley.
Yeah, so Flynn would just, just basically, without hesitation, seeing an innocent taken hostage, and seeing the guards hesitant to act, jumps into action, chasing after them.
Excellent.
I'll be running a bit.
Is that your mother?
Pip, what are you doing?
I would like to see if there's a shortcut which climb over and get attached from the top of the alleyway.
You're gonna sort of okay, cool. Give me an athletics check to clamber up the closest building and start running across the roofs. Fuck yeah, sick, dude.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
15.
15. You get up. You get onto the closest roof. In this area, you notice looking down, looking around, you see. Thanks, man. We play every Thursday this time for a few hours. Tonight's session's going to be a bit shorter, I think, because I've put a lot of work into that last, that 20-minute disposition, and it didn't seem like much to you. It was a fucking lot to me. So
That's like
we'll be playing again next week, man. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you.
Barely hear us. Sorry, try and speak up.
Give me a perception check, please, Pip.
Eight.
8. At this point, you can't see the accused and their party running. There was 3 of them, now 4 with Amphema in tow. But you have a general idea of where they're going to go, so you hop off over the roofs in that direction. You guys give chase. Yeah?
Yeah, so as I'm running, I look back, I'm seeing this small man-child, but in the chase, I look back, I assume it's the son. Like,
Hey, is that your mother that you're chasing? Just wait, I'll check this out. It's fine, really.
What's your movement speed?
My movement speed.
Depends if he's using his feline agility or not.
What's your movement speed?
Only 25 feet.
25 feet.
I have little kid legs.
Does it say speed?
Wait
Oh,
for me, I
yeah,
got
30
the
foot,
next.
but I've also got 30-foot climb, so I can
It's
parkour
30
it
foot.
pretty much.
Yeah. Cool.
And I can use a feature to go double that, but then I can't do that again unless I stay perfectly still. So I could lurch forward double at one point. I've got like a speeder.
Yeah. Cool.
You can do a double movement and then keep going 30 feet around. Or
Yeah,
dashing
yeah.
at 60. Right? Yeah.
I'd like you both to give me a survival check, please. It's not a very high DC. The ground is dirt and grass and
Nope.
10.
So
10?
she's still hostage.
yep.
We don't know.
13.
So you both pass and you both see the signs of a struggling pair of footprints being dragged along by one other and another pair of footprints in tow. As you're being dragged along, your cape keeps falling in your eyes and you can barely tell which direction you're going. You can just feel this vice-like grip around your arm, and every now and again a gruff voice saying, "If you move, I will cut you, bitch."
Are they dragging me like I'm being dragged backwards?
You were being dragged backwards before, but now as they've started to get into a full-grown sprint, you can barely keep to your feet.
Yeah, how
Give me
are
a
they-
dexterity
how are they
check,
holding me?
a dexterity saving throw. They're literally pulling you by one
As
hand.
in one hand each person.
Yes.
So my
Give me a dexterity check to not fall to your feet and get dragged along on your face.
Acrobatics check? Maybe?
A dexterity
I
saving
don't
throw.
think it really matters, actually.
so is that still my dexterity?
No, it's on the left. It's this.
Yeah.
Yeah. For you, it'll be your dexterity
Plus 3.
modifier, but yeah.
16.
Good. Yes, you managed to keep to your feet. You stumble a little bit, but manage to keep to your feet as you're running along, and you can't tell. All you know is that voice that you heard saying "Master," and you can't see much because your cloak keeps falling into your eyes as you get pulled along, and you can't trying to flick it out of your way and barely get glimpses of your assailant. Can you both give me an athletics check, please?
I've got to pick up the pace.
Also you.
13.
A what check?
Oh, that's horrible. 6.
A what check?
An athletics check. 17, needed to beat it. So, as you're running, Pip, you can see the signs of people's of the passing of untoward activity as people who are now as this party's moving further into town, looking past them going, what the fuck was that? Like, as in, so you feel like you're keeping up and you feel like you're going in the right direction. What are you doing?
Gonna be coming up to something sooner or later. Come on. Where are we going?
And you keep running towards that direction, following those signs of. Yeah. Cool. Use your words, Craig.
This is screaming and hopping. And flipping and doing all sorts of weird shit.
I need you to give me another dexterity saving throw, please, Anfina.
8.
Yeah, so this time you trip and you're being dragged along by your feet. Let's make a contested strength check. So roll your strength, roll a d20 and give me your strength modifier. Oh,
So
fuck.
it's I roll and then add my strength.
Yeah.
16.
16, beating my 4. So you managed to reef one of your hands away.
Shit, go again.
I reach for my dagger, and I'm not looking to fight. I just want to flee.
Okay. So, so the best thing you can think of in your mind is to just swipe that dagger
just
at
wrist.
the other wrist. Yeah. Cool. Give me an attack roll with your dagger.
Oh, so I just rolled a d20.
Yeah, and add your attack
Most
modifier.
everything's
What's
just a
my attack
d20.
modifier?
So on your actions, find dagger.
Fuck, I need the monster manual. I need fucking shit.
A wristy boy.
Did I write down?
Wristy boy.
Did I write down? Table. Did I write down?
Might not be equipped.
No, I think I rubbed that out, and I was like, nah, I'll work that out later.
So it's +5 to roll. And it's +5.
Fucking do it, my job.
Yeah,
17.
17 to hit. That's a big hit.
Nice. So you roll 1d4.
Oh,
And then it's +3, and that's the amount of damage you do.
So
and
I roll a d4, and then whatever it is, I add 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's a point at the top.
Yep. So 3 plus.
Oh, so it's the number at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, number facing up.
I was like, there's no number. It's just a point. So I have.
It's what's on the flat bottom.
6.
You should VOD
Not,
that.
not
you
all
should,
d4s are like
you
that.
should VOD that.
Oh, that's yeah. I've got different ones.
It's
Some are
whatever
flat.
number is reading upwards.
Mine's-
3.
Yeah, so I've got 6 damage.
Fucking 6 damage.
Yeah, we totally got to save that one. It's like, oh, I got a point. I didn't get a number.
That's definitely enough for him to
That
let
was
go,
awesome.
right, surely.
Keep first game.
That dagger that you've had since, for as long as you can remember, you remember playing with it, and when it was your sister's, and in the tragedy that followed those years, became yours. Being almost a part of you, something you're almost fettered to by your sister. It's something that every time you pull it out and look at it, and now as you slice through the air with it, you can feel her presence literally in your hand, like guiding your hand as you cut towards that wrist and slice through the wrist, through the bone, the sinew and the arm, and cut his hand clean fucking off.
Oh.
He screams in agony and rolls to the ground because he was running so fast, dragging you along, and you skid to a stop. You lift your hood back. In front of you, you see another of these fanatics with a dagger in his hand, and their leader, Anderson, still moving for a split second in front of you as they still haven't recognized what's happened behind them as they've been running. Their minds too full of flee than anything else. Give me an athletics check, give me an athletics check, give me a perception check.
Oh yeah, 22.
Excellent.
What was that? A 6?
So as you're running, you come around a corner.
You overtake Jet.
You inject the giant horde creature in front of you. Sort of stumbles and trips, hits the wall and spins on it as he's running along the wall of this alleyway. You catch up to him, and as you turn the corner, and from above you hear footsteps jumping over a roof. As you turn this corner, you land, Pip, on this roof and look down to see Amphima standing with a bloody dagger in her hand, a man on the ground screaming, and two men running away. I need you all to roll initiative for me.
Let's go. Let's go. First battle.
One of these is yours. In that
Am
pile.
I rolling initiative too?
Yes, indeed.
There we
So,
go.
just so you guys know, you've run all the way down here, Pip. You've covered the rooftops. You've ended up in this little bit of alleyway here.
So initiative is a D20 as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
I
plus
will.
my initiative.
I don't need to know what it is right now. I will ask for it. You'll know when I want it.
But,
Be wrong.
Let's go. Oh no, that's alright. I got a better one than me old wizard. Yes.
You're Pip, sorry. Jacked. Just coming around the corner.
I feel like that size aspect is like pretty spot on, hey?
Good at what I do. I am good at what I motherfucking do.
Beautiful. Today is a beautiful day. To everyone watching, I'm having so much fun. This is great. Everyone play D&D. I'm getting a piece of fruit. These snacks are killing me.
On the ground here, prone, with a bloodied hand. A bloodied stump that used to be a hand.
Is this his figure?
You've got your two cult fanatics and the cult leader.
Cult fanatic, cult leader.
I think
Importantly
the
looking to.
Yeah.
Two cultists and a cult fanatic.
Oh, so he's the cult leader.
The one at the front.
No. I roll 18 plus, very nice. I don't know. Thanks, man. We're gonna get another camera, I think, to actually see it so you can see the miniatures, like a shot
Overhead.
from an overhead shot where you can see the miniatures, or a sideways shot or whatever, just to make it a bit more. And I can get, I'll change it so you're not looking at me during this. We'll be looking at the combat, and we'll still have the players and stuff because that's more important. What did my cultist one roll? He rolled a. He fucking 12. I shouldn't say that out loud.
No.
I mean, we're going to know the order soon enough anyway.
Yeah, right.
Gone are the days of +1 and gift over the
Okay. No, I'm gonna keep it realistic.
Yeah,
15 to 20. Did anybody get 15 to 20?
I did. I got 17.
17.
Big band, big 17.
Good start.
Awesome.
10 to 15.
Up 10.
10.
I got a 14 decked. What's yours?
Dex.
Yeah, what's yours? So you got
Wait.
14 as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Rollsies! Rollsies! Roll off!
Roll what?
Roll
D20.
off. D20.
3.
17.
Yeah.
You're first.
Who's going first?
17.
17 for Pip, followed by eject.
Direct next.
Direct Jim. And yet.
5 to 10.
My name is the
An
Jet.
8.
You got an 8. Nice.
I just been through hell, man.
Shouldn't have said that out loud.
Yeah, I think that's fair, given that you just, without even realising it, slices dude's hand off. It's understanding you might take a moment to react to that.
It's Mr. Henderson, isn't it?
It's just Anderson. You don't know if it's a Mr. You don't know if it's his first name or his last name. They've just referred to him
His
as
name
Anderson.
is Anderson.
To be fair, only one of us actually heard that anyway, which I think was Jack. My name is Jack. Sorry. I'm gonna keep making
My
that
name
joke.
is Jack. I love that.
Jack. It's
I can't help it. I'm sorry. Every time I just hear that in my head.
So I hope you guys are enjoying campaign 2. For our first combat,
First combat!
I'd like to see Flynn. What do you got, baby?
Here we go.
I'll move the miniatures. That's a new staple. I will be moving the models from now on.
Look.
Yeah, I mixed it up. So you can see here. Before we start, let me give you a rundown. This alley ends just here. There's another building here, and on this side we've got the district of the fishermen, the Wern, and on the far side we've got the Twersol district. This is almost a border to the two districts. The house over here to the north, covered in lush, beautiful greenery and flowers, fruit in the trees. In their backyard they have an apple tree that's blossoming, big juicy red apples. To the other side, the more contemporary, more down-to-earth dwellings of the Wern folk. They smell of fish even this far, like a couple of hundred meters, a couple of thousand feet from the ocean. You can still smell those fish. What would you like to do?
So Flynn would just dash forward, trying to interpose himself between the girl and the closest hostile creature that's still standing.
Yep, so this one here, so 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to here.
So dash, so he'd go.
He wants to go 25.
Dash and dash,
So we're all the way up to him.
No, so just to
Are
get.
the two in front
You
still
get
running,
like
or have they
probably
stopped?
there, yeah.
Yep.
Are the two in front still running, or have they realised what's
They've
going on?
realised what's happening.
And
And just about to turn around.
Look at
How
the,
far have they advanced? But like since I've cut
This
back
one
up.
here is 10 feet in front of you. This one here is 15. You can tell by the hexes on the ground. You can see.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Alright,
okay,
10,
yeah, I
15,
didn't see
20.
that from back
This
here.
guy's like 25 feet away. This guy's like 15 feet away.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll
And the
just,
guy beside you on the ground, just writhing in pain. He's starting to go pale now from like
blood loss.
just screaming at his lost hand that's just in the dirt, like in a puddle, from and sitting beside a pile of horse shit. As you watch, a rat comes over, grabs it, and pisses off underneath the cart.
Yeah, so Flynn would just dash up, skid into a halt.
Yep.
Spear in both hands, and just saying to the closest guy, "Leave the girl!" And just waiting to see.
Have you got any bonus actions or anything?
No, that's it. Just action dash, get into the situation.
I forget that we're level 1 characters again, so I'm like, I'm not.
There's not a lot we can do.
Okay. Alright, do nothing then.
So that, I mean, yeah, I couldn't get there because I was not close enough, so. I was going to ready action to see if they did something, but I wasn't close enough to do anything, so I'll just get in there and try
The
and convince
cultists-
them that it's not worth them trying to go back to the girl.
Make a fucking intimidation check for me.
I'm not too good at those. I don't think.
What's
many
it against
would
my wisdom?
be, insight usually.
Insight, okay. So, but that's wisdom anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, just straight wisdom. Straight plus 0 for that one.
When you roll the butt.
Because it's a contested check.
That's a 6.
You beat my fucking 2. So yeah, he turns tail and he starts to run. Because that's his turn next, so he runs 30 feet. This guy here uses half of his movement to get up and starts limping towards the edge. Pip, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Remember, you're on top of the building.
I'll click across the building.
Huh? You want to move across the building? So, like, what's your movement speed? 30. So you'll get to here easily, or like here.
You can dash for another 30 if you
You
want.
can dash for another 30. You'll have to take an athletics check to jump down. Sort of thing.
I like to look at this room.
Have you got any range weapons or anything?
Yeah, I've got my javelin and a whip.
So he wants to use them.
Yeah, so how far can I dash?
Another 30 feet.
So here.
So the building you're on is about, no, the building you're on is, you're about 15 feet off the ground now, so 2 stories, I suppose. Yeah. And so you could use another half of your dash and dash straight down, and then you could move 15 feet, in a 15 feet radius sort of around here. So you could probably get to here. You try and get to this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you probably get to about here, but give me a dexterity check. I mean athletics check. Is that a 6 or a 9?
Or is it a 60 net? No.
11. Oh. You just make it down as you scramble down some of the vines, making it easier for you to facilitate down. You dashed in that position. Pretty sure you don't have a bonus action, do you?
No. You can rage as a bonus action, but
Nah. No point.
that's it. You don't have any other bonus actions.
Huh?
Level 1.
Jack, it's your turn. And then you're on deck, which means you're next after Jack.
This whole event has triggered my PTSD having lost my wife. I wasn't there to see it, but I just always imagine a scenario of what it might look at. So here I'll be using my feline action, which is just a...
Is that a
Feline agility.
Is it just like a... It's not a bonus action, is it?
Kitty
It's a
power.
bonus action.
Row. Rawr.
Are you feline fine?
Yeah, no rage throws, but
Yeah, okay, so it's just when I move. So that gives me up to 60-foot movement. And I just want to go, basically stand in front of...
So you have a straight up 60-foot movement.
Yeah.
Who are you going to stand in front of?
Amphema. Just...
So next to Flynn.
Yeah, just looking up at them. I'm not looking to engage in a fight or anything like that, but I do
You
go...
just go stand in front
I
of
go... Like my claws are bared. You know when you scratch your cat in the belly,
Yeah.
and it gives that one warning, and it's
Yeah. So like
Shout out to Manu.
yeah.
you're just gonna
And I'd say, and I do have a bonus. I'm going to use my bonus action to do the help. Can I?
yeah, you're gonna like what you can
Is
just
it- can I
ready an
perform the
action.
Can I perform
You
the
can
help
s-
action?
So you can ready an action if you want. Like you could be like, I'm gonna ready if somebody
You can
comes
either ready
close.
an action, or you can use the help action to try and help someone do
Oh.
something.
What are you gonna help her do?
Okay, so I'm just
Be
just in case
defenseless.
he's- So I get up there. I go.
Nearly repeat.
And then I guess the rest of my turn I just turn back and say,
Are you okay? Here, take my hand. Everything's fine.
Cool. Amphema, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
I think I'm kind of like still like getting my footing on what is happening, like, because there's still the leader, right? I think I don't even look at you. I'm just looking straight past him, like, and I'm still holding my dagger, and I'm not like I'm quivering, but I'm just like, just staring at him. I'm just staring at this guy because I know what he's capable of, and I guess I'm in shock because like I just cut a guy's hand off. I'm not really like a violent person, so I don't really know what to do in the situation, and I'm just I kind of like look at Anderson. I briefly make eye contact with Jekt, and then I look back at Anderson, and I don't say anything.
Give me a Constitution saving. No, just give me a Constitution tech. Actually, no. Give me a
Wisdom saving throw, wisdom check.
Yeah, either give me like a Wisdom saving throw, or yeah, give me a Wisdom saving throw.
16.
Beats my 2, so fucking lots of 2s tonight. Something bubbles inside of you, something primal, and fuck, I want to cut his fucking throat. Almost tickles at the back of your throat. Are you doing anything else? Your eyes sort of burn with this fucking
You don't have to.
deadly light.
You can just say,
I think.
But
just
your mind pushes it down.
Yeah.
You feel these emotions for a split second.
Thinking it must just be the adrenaline, you know,
overcome
and
your
then
own-
I just think I just kind of like murmur like I need to go. We should get out of here. Like we should get out of here. I don't want to fight.
do you take any movement or?
At this point in time, with them two in front of me, what is Anderson doing? Is he just looking at us?
He's stopped. He's turned around. Has pulled a second dagger from his sheath. He looks like he's ready to fight.
Yeah, I think I just be like, we shouldn't fight him. We should just run.
I mean, you can just choose to back up if you want.
You can move backwards.
You can move, or you can stay there.
Yeah, I think I'll back up.
Okay, so how you want to move away? Your full movement.
So you've got movement speed.
It'll be 30
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
So you back up and move away, trying to get some distance between you and Sounds, even though this guy's crawling away from
So
the
if
guys.
you're not sure what she would do, or she's waiting for someone else to do something, you could also choose to ready an action. So you would say, if this person does something, I'm going to do this type of thing, or if you want to do that, or you could just,
Yeah. Well,
or you could
it's-
essentially take a dodge action where you're trying to just stay out of harm's way. type
Yeah,
of
I'm
thing.
just trying to stay out of harm's way.
So
Like
you do that.
I'm not a fighter. Like I've got self-defense reflexes. Obviously, just cut a motherfucker's hand off.
Yeah.
But like
It would make sense if you just took a dodge action. So if someone did try and attack you, it would be
Yeah, like
easy to-
you know, I don't know you guys. I don't know if you guys are gonna like fight. I don't know how strong you guys are, but I know that Anderson is a motherfucker, and I know what he's capable of, and we've all seen what he's capable of. Like he came back from the dead. So I really just want to kind of like take a step back and what did you say it was
essentially take a dodge action.
a dodge action? Yeah.
The
Just
mechanics of it.
preparing
Yeah.
for something that's incoming because yeah, I cut off one of this dude's hand and then
That makes sense.
yeah.
That makes perfect sense roleplay wise.
Okay. I need to look something up.
Can we preheat your oven? We brought a pizza.
No.
Eat it cold, bitch.
I want to feel
Just
you
don't connect it to
tonight.
Bluetooth because the Wi-Fi will pop out.
Yeah, I got cute ears though. Please,
I can get away with anything, right?
please.
So, are you done with your turn?
Yep.
Anderson runs straight at you. Daggers pulled. Thrusts one at you. He rolls to hit. Ooh. Does an 18 hit?
It does.
Take 2 damage.
Oof.
Back to the round, top of combat. When?
So seeing that this hostile party has backed off and they're up for a fight, Flynn will stand his ground and just wheel around this feline character, thrusting forward with his spear. So he will just take his
Interstellar.
spear and thrust forward at this dude, basically.
Okay.
So
At the fanatic or
the dude who's next to us. So he'll move around. So wheel around, Yekt. And
Maybe
my name is Yekt. My name is Yekt. And he'll just go stab, roll a hit, stab with the spear. Oh, that's probably not going to hit. An 8 or something. Yeah. Maybe I should have it on that tab. Silly cunt. Yeah, that's like an 8.
that is a miss, good sir. You swipe up with the spear and the cultist second senses it, feels it coming.
As he
moves
does
out
that,
of the
he
way.
basically spins around and does a big jumping, jumping wheel kick, spinning heel kick, basically, trying to crack
Yeah.
down the dude's head.
Roll to hit.
With his bonus action, martial arts attack. That's a 17.
That would be a hit.
That does 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh. He as that foot just cracks through his face, teeth, the bones in his nose crack, you feel them in your heel crack across it, and blood just pisses out of his face. He is bloodied.
He lands with a half crouch, pointing his spear at, and he'll basically circle around to pretty much flank this dude. So he'll basically circle around behind him, so he's directly opposite the Tabaxi.
Okay. You hear a gurgling sound as the cultist on the ground finally passes out from shock. He is no longer a threat to you.
His body lies prone against a wall. Lying there for the next few hours, he will surely die.
The other cultist spins around at you, Flynn, having been stabbed and kicked in, having been kicked in the face hard, and he takes a swipe at you.
Is this the leader or?
Anderson.
Because the leader's the
Oh,
one I
yeah.
attacked.
Yeah. Wait a sec. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Anderson. Yeah, Anderson. Swing.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so he's not bloodied because he's got a lot more hit
Yeah, I was
points.
going to say that would be it.
Okay.
Because Because the other one got intimidated and he's up the front. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is gonna make a fucking fails. He keeps running on a 1 and just boots it out of there.
The other cultist has seen enough. He's watched his mate
I don't get
Tam
paid
get
enough
cut
for
off.
this.
Literally.
It's like, sorry, you're on your own, boss.
Pip, what would you like to do, sir? You guys are just gonna fucking gangbang this dude hard.
I mean, if he won't back down.
I want some of that action!
But you couldn't say
Rage!
I want some
Range. You run in.
Yeah. Slap with my warhammer, please, sir.
You raise that warhammer back, jumping in the air, bringing it forward. Roll to hit, please, sir.
Bend over. Prepare your anger.
Hey, you got hey, Oh, 22 to hit.
Ooh.
Is that a dirty 20? Did you get a nat 20? Or?
No.
Okay. Beautiful. Hits hard. Roll to damage.
So two-handed, your warhammer should be 1d10 plus strength.
Plus
Oh,
strength.
plus strength plus rage bonus.
Which is plus 2.
Yeah, so your rage bonus.
Just roll
Yeah.
roll your d10.
So your 1d10 plus 3 for your strength bonus plus it's the one that has 10 sides.
It looks like
Yeah,
it looks like a little diamond.
So yeah, your rage bonus gets added as well, which is an extra plus 2 on top of the plus 3. So your 1d10 plus 5.
Six.
How much damage? 6.
When I use magic stone, can I use it on the same turn as a bonus action?
So it's cast your bonus action as well.
After that smashing hit
I can still attack.
from Pip,
Yeah, but not with the magic stone. Magic stone is going to throw.
that warhammer comes down across Anderson's fucking head, smashing into his skull, tearing a little bit of his ear off as it crushes into his shoulder. He is bloodied. Jake, it's your turn. What would you like to do, sir?
Yeah, so just I gotta ask one question. Yeah, so with the magic stone cantrip, it's a bonus action. So does that mean it can be thrown in that same bonus action?
Not as part of it. I think if you read the spell, I think it says you create 3. You have to basically pick up a stone or up to 3 stones, and you can basically imbue them with magic as a bonus action. You can then use your action to throw it,
Yeah.
which is essentially what you would do, like throw it
So
down.
it's not a bonus action to throw the pebble.
No.
No. Okay. All right.
No, the bonus action is to just imbues the stones. I think it says, yeah, you can use an action to throw it. It acts as a thrown weapon that you can go with a range and does your wisdom, like whatever damage it is.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll never know.
All right. So after taking the head while I'm sort of all ranged up, I look back up at my assailant Anderson, and I say,
Oh, you want to fight me, do you? The thing you're gonna regret is I've got nothing left to live for!
and I go and use my cat claws.
Lovely roll to hit.
Plus 3.
Damn. 8.
That is a miss, sir.
Yeah.
And I will hold my ground.
Amphima, what are you doing?
Quick question. Is if I were to throw my dagger,
Yeah.
would that be a different attack than a melee attack? Is that
effectively it's the
short
same.
range?
Effectively it's the same, but it has a range.
Range 20?
It says 20-60, I think.
2060.
20/60. So 20 is short range. So it's a normal attack up to 20 feet away. If it's over that, you're at disadvantage. So
Yeah,
you,
so
it makes it harder to hit.
how far away am I? Is that 20 feet there? Or is that...
Yeah.
You could take one. You could move 5 foot forward.
25 foot, you being range with him.
So can I
No,
move
she's
to
talking
the
about
right?
throwing a dagger.
We
So
should read that message.
she's talking about getting to within 20 feet to throw a dagger.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you'd have to move 5 feet forward to throw that dagger.
Yeah, so if you move slightly forward, you can go. Phew! Not suffer. Yeah.
Give me a Constitution check. You're starting to freak out, Amphima. This is getting too much like the shit you've seen in the past.
Constitution, you said?
Yep.
That is a 13.
Rend kill. You hear and push it back down.
Like shake it off and
You hear these voices like this is like you turn around because you heard a voice. It wasn't in your head this time. This was
whisper.
it was a whisper
Right
like in
behind
a bit of wind passing your ear. What would you like to do? You gonna move up and throw the dagger?
I'm gonna go to move up and throw the dagger, and I think as I move up, Anderson locks eyes with me,
Oh, he sees it coming.
and
Roll a hit, please. You'll have to
does
roll.
the 4,
Not the 20.
So you still got to roll to hit first.
and
then
do I
with the
add
plus,
anything?
that's the
Yeah,
extended
it's
dagger.
the same as what your dagger attack would have been before. So plus
Also-
5.
Yep, so that is an 18.
The dagger flies out of your hand. And you guys all see in slow motion it arcing through the air beautifully. Buries itself in Anderson's left hand shoulder. Would you like to roll damage for me, please? Ah!
Do I add anything to that?
Yeah, so your modifier. There should be 1d4
Oh,
plus.
D4, okay, so
plus
that
3.
is 6.
6 damage all up.
Nice. Solid.
He pulls the dagger out, it's blood, and a gout of blood just pours with it. He looks around at all of you. And it's his turn. I think the scariest thing is when the DM gets out the player's guide.
Oh gosh.
That's
Topping up my water.
No, it's probably fine.
Here, mate. I know it's-
probably fine.
No, we're only level 1 characters, it's fine.
It's fine.
Maybe my Wild Drill will be making an appearance. Nah, I'm not fussed.
What the fuck is it? Oh,
I
here.
can tell you, but you don't want to let me know what you're looking up, so.
No, of course I'm not gonna fucking tell you what I'm looking at.
Exactly.
Sorry to lose the flow of the game, guys. I should have looked this up in your turn.
DM
It's
go.
okay.
DM.
Alright. DM.
No, I can do it better. If I've already looked up the spell and I mean whatever's gonna happen.
I mean, not, totally not a spell.
Nah.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I almost went with a Wildfire Druid, but which would have been fun, but no. Decided that monk was more flavorful.
Add a little bit of spice. Is there a banana in there?
No, these ones have banana. I don't like banana. There's teeth, if you like teeth. Yeah, they're like the ones I avoid. I like the race cars and yeah, the jelly babies and snakes. Classic. The pineapple there, fun.
One for you.
Sure. Do you want to swap that chocolate chip cookie?
Shout out to me for not eating snacks.
My cookie's much bigger than yours.
Well,
My cook walks out the door. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What it almost went with the what? I didn't. Sorry.
No.
I was on another planet.
No, it was me.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I almost went with the wildfire druid.
Okay.
Chose a monk instead.
So
For more
Anderson,
flavour.
bleeding from his shoulder, he lifts his hand up. Onsten onye seno funmya. Looking at you, Anfina, he starts chanting.
How? Suddenly turns into Mario.
Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
That's a D20.
That's a D20, yeah.
Plus your wisdom
No, no, no,
saving
no, no.
throw, which is that thing on the left.
Is that 13?
You feel some sort of force coming from Anderson, like it's skirted around around Jack's head and moved in between, and it's trying to grapple your mind with a cold hand, but something else inside of you, right, is just bigger and better and just pushes it away.
Nice.
Flynn, it's your turn.
Flynn will just try and things behind him, just twirl his spear over his head, bring it down on his legs for the first strike. For a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh,
Would you like to roll
wait.
damage for me, please?
For 8 damage. As he strikes down into his leg.
Damn, son, and
I'll say for flavour, he basically just follows up with a spinning back elbow. Straight in the dude's temple from behind,
crack.
crumpling him.
The spear hits his knee and breaks it inwards as he looks down and screams again, but before he can get much of air come out of his throat, you spin around behind, elbow cracking across his temple and just knocking the life from his eyes as he falls to the ground limp in a crumpled pose. And
I immediately restrain him. Like time.
his body feels lifeless.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
this
seen him
is
rise from the dead already.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, we've seen him rise to the dead.
I'd be standing there with the spear, just waiting to see if he moves.
I'll hog time, like that style. So
I jump over and start smashing his
Roll
face
for
and
half.
repeatedly.
It's
It's not nothing but pulp.
okay, I stop bothering to tie him up.
Yeah.
You're just like dragging.
Well, that
food
seems
mush,
a little
like-
bit.
You guys are now standing in an open street with 2 corpses, blood all over your hands, in a busy city alleyway.
Is there anyone in the streets? Anyone?
No
looking
one
at
in
us?
this street at the moment, but at the
Nothing
end of the
to say?
street you can see, if we go back to Kasharoon,
Where are we?
We're at Nick's house.
You deserve that.
Where are we, man?
Dude,
Yeah.
where's my car?
this is one of the major thoroughfares of Kasharoon, leading from the Wern district to the Amadas Palace, and this is a quite a lot used thoroughfare. You guys are down the end of this alleyway. It's quite a wide alley. No one's in it with you at the moment, but you can hear the sound of guards starting to make their way
Is it
down the street.
is it possible for us to come through here?
Of course, you're gonna make your way back
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
I mean, I would sort of just make my way straight to the nearest, straight to the main street or whatever, and call out for the guards.
The reason that
I suppose you've got a decision to make, then, don't you?
so
Party.
I guess Amphina turns to you guys and goes, I know someone who runs an inn here we can hide out.
Well, we don't need to hide out.
That was fun!
It's better to escape the guards. We need to get the guards.
I think we just need to
And
get.
he'll
We
run
need to
off.
lay low. Let's go.
Yeah, so basically, Flynn would just run towards the main street to try and hail the guards. See as they just caught this, or caught and
GTFO?
finish the job, I guess.
Yeah.
That the executioner didn't.
Fail.
Give me
Guards fail.
an intelligence check.
16.
This city isn't known for taking the word of commoners as much as the word of guards. You could risk it, but you might become the targets. They didn't see.
I mean, in Flynn's mind, as much as he sort of thinks that he can't see that the guards would necessarily.
You don't think the guards are smart enough to believe you, basically.
Yeah, but surely they once they find out that this man was the one who escaped and killed other guards.
But you've just murdered a person as well.
Self-defense, right? The laws of self-defense count in the city.
Is that a chance you want to take?
Flynn is conflicted.
Well, if you were heading up the road and we haven't
I suppose he would go to start doing that and then probably stop to sort of question himself, I guess.
I've come to help her or extend my helping hand. She suggested somewhere to go, so I'm naturally.
Well, the inn sounds like a pretty good option. Come on, what are you doing? Hey, man monk, short guy. Where are you going? Where's this inn you're talking
We'll sort of
about?
pause for a sec. Look at the fact that the body that of the dude is now sort of quite unrecognizable thanks to the psycho, the psycho with a hammer. That maybe maybe they're not going to recognize this man as the evil escapee.
Pip didn't even do anything. You're the one that killed him.
No. He
Oh.
then went
Smashed his face.
repeatedly smashed his face to pulp with a hammer.
Oh,
You might have missed that.
I missed that.
He basically sat there and while we're like, Jack went to tie him up and he instead went, no, just smash.
So what are you guys going to do?
I'm taking the in option, and I'm voting, and I'm saying,
Are you guys coming or what?
Yeah.
So
I
sort
think we
of
better get out of here.
slightly conflicted, be like, right, and follow after the group
okay, so
into,
which way?
into
is
the
it?
alleyways.
And so you guys, Rian, give me a history check.
I would also probably say, where's this inn?
Oh, before she does that, I'd like to cast guidance. Is that the right time to do it?
You can choose cast guidance.
Would that help the?
I mean, you sort of have to.
20 and then add a.
You would kind of, it's kind of an abstract thing because you don't know that she's trying to remember something.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's sort of like, wouldn't
No,
it
no.
make sense narratively, I guess? You don't know she's trying to do something, so you don't know.
That is an 18.
Yeah,
Woo.
I hear what you're saying.
I will say,
Well,
I will say that I have a background feature.
What region is like it's not like beggars area, but it's not like the super rich, it's just like the working class.
You're trying to think of where the inn is.
Like what region is it, you know?
This building here is the one you're looking
What is the region called?
for. It's the wine district.
Warren. We've got to go to the Warren district.
You're in it.
Oh, we're in it.
Yeah.
It's-
you guys,
it's
you
close
guys-
What's the
by.
name? What's the name of the inn?
Oh shit.
Does she know? Do you know?
I
So
don't know.
I have a background feature because I was an urchin that I have like a. I'll read it out, but it's basically like I have a knowledge of the city and can like find shortcuts where no other people sort of know and that kind of stuff. Because I've lived these streets for many years as an urchin, so I know all the back alleys and all the shortcuts and stuff like that. What does it say? The city secrets. You know the secret patterns and flow to cities. You can find passages through urban sprawl that others would miss.
Oh,
When
cool.
When not in combat, you and your companions You and companions that you lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow.
Oh!
Is what my background feature gives me.
Okay. So,
I can't really use it.
It's called the salty dog.
no, it's not.
Well,
The inn you're looking for
It
is
sounds
called.
like something out of SpongeBob.
It's called Albion's Reach.
Albion's Reach.
Albion's dog?
No.
And the young and the young dwarf barmaid's name is Bromhilda.
Bro, Hilda.
Is it bro or bro?
Call her that. See what fucking happens.
I will destroy you with my muscles.
And it's a salted crab, what was it again?
It's called Albion's Reach.
Salted
Not
pork.
even close, bro.
The salted crab.
I don't know, I just... Because I got caught up on
Got
like it's a
misdirected.
SpongeBob place that I just...
It's the Krabby Crab.
What even in town? How was that?
The Krusty Krab, that's right, the Krusty Krab from
The
SpongeBob.
Krabby Crab?
salted crab.
Yeah, we should stop making SpongeBob references.
Maybe it's a menu item there.
I literally wrote salted crab is the delicacy.
Oh, come on, inspiration for mind reading.
It's canon.
Yeah.
I
You
can't
think-
taste it.
You think that maybe Albion's Reach, Bromhilda, you knew her when you were both young before the tragedy that befell you happened?
She's the reason I've come to Kasharoon.
Yep. To re-spark those old flames. You heard she'd done pretty well for herself in the Elven City, and came up here by a boat and didn't move far from the sea. She resides now in a beautiful, but modest tavern, maybe 3 or 4 extra bedrooms. It sits in the shade of one of Kasharoon's other major features, along with the castle and the market tree. A huge tower with a crane. No visible you don't know. Anyway, what would you like to do?
I want to go into the inn.
Okay, so you guys start to make your way towards the inn. Which way are you going to go? Are you going to go down the main fucking street? Because you have moved off into this sort of area. We're about, I'm going to say you guys are about here.
Well,
Your instinctive ability made you think, oh, we should go. The easiest way will be to go down to the water and go along the edge of the water. There's less. You'll fit in more. There's more. If you walk up the main street, you may run into
stick out,
guards.
yeah.
Can I use my knowledge of the streets to find the most
quickest
back
route.
alley and
Yeah,
quickest route?
definitely.
So like, I'll mention Albion's Reach, and you'll be like,
Yeah,
oh,
I know a shortcut.
I know a shortcut.
Flynn, this way.
Yeah, Flynn. So you. Nice. You'll travel through here, through these back alleys, and back through these gardens that come here, and you'll enter. You'll walk out onto the street in between the large tower and Albion's Reach. But what up, Kaidupi?
What up, Kai Doopy? Welcome to the stream. This is episode 1, and we're evading to an inn. We're looking for the most surreptitious route.
Successfully completed our first combat encounter. Taking care of a.
Your undies are like in the camera.
Oh yeah, that's totally on purpose. Just.
That was a little.
Oh
Someone clip that.
yeah. Yeah, that's probably clipped already.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Just giving the
I would
fans a
like
taste.
you all, as you are coming across one of the more minor paths in the Wern district, to give me a group stealth check.
Stealth. Hey,
So
This
what
is something that I am good at.
Everybody's gonna roll
so
stealth.
you
for
have
me.
a stealth bonus, stealth ability bonus.
And that's D20 plus stealth.
D20 plus your stealth bonus. You
Do I-
are
am
at
I-
disadvantage.
Am I disadvantaged?
Because you're
Because
wearing
you're
medium armor.
huge.
No, because he's wearing armor.
Damn.
Armor is not easy.
If there's more of that, I'll subscribe. Hey, TOS.
Hey, I can make it happen.
No, don't be saying stuff like that.
I got 18 and 17. So.
18.
18 and 17.
So you got a
17
17.
with disadvantage.
Plus Emily?
What did you
Oh,
get?
plus.
Plus your stealth.
8.
Oh, plus 4. I got 21 with a disadvantage.
21.
Fucking hell.
What'd you get?
6.
Oh, I got a 23.
So that's 2 passes and 2 fails. You guys make your way across without, as you're walking across, 2 guards are walking down the street, but from behind them they hear, "We found a body!" off in the distance. And you deftly make your way across the street. You start to push your way past some of the less nicer houses. And as you come around a corner, I'd like everybody to give me a perception check, please.
Loving the soundtrack today. Holy
So
crap.
only a 10.
19.
Fuck me. 6.
13.
You need to get a dice tray.
Yeah.
Oh no, I lost my page. Oh good, I found my page.
I also need to get some other dice to read out the bad results from the regulars.
Well, at least like my first
Dice on
game,
the
I just
floor.
rolled like between 1 and 4. Like on this D20, it's terrible.
What do we get?
13.
10.
6.
Someone's paying attention at least.
13.
Bringing up the rear of the party pit, you hear us. You taste something in the air. You smell. Oh fuck, Jack, you smell it too now. The smell of
Oh,
blood and feces.
smells like blood and feces.
That just sounds like an average kobold Saturday night.
As you all laugh at the antics of Pip, you turn around a corner. There, standing in front of you, towering above you all, is a figure. It's hunched over. Its face barely discernible beneath the tattered rags and tight bands of leather wrapped around and buckled down. What look like the outside or the inside of studs prick the inside and the outside of these leather belts as it's wrapped around its head. These... What the fuck was that? Anyway, somebody was having a ritual. White cloth covers patches of its face. Underneath this white cloth, it looks bloody and skinless. Tall and faceless, with slits for a nose and a red wound for a mouth. Sharp teeth line this slathering maw. Bright eyes peer out. These eyes, they peer out from in between these studs. One of them covered. The other one, milky and blind, but with a fierce intelligence smouldering behind that white blindness. The rest of its body, wretched and skinless, covered in dirty rags, and again strapped with those leather belts. Its body just skinless and covered with rags. These rags bloodied and brown, covered with blood and feces. I wanted to say feces 3 times. More leather straps just bind it from head to toe. These rusted buckles holding it all together in this like putrid form of an outfit.
Jesus.
The smell,
Sounds
the
hideous.
smell just overwhelms you from here, and its teeth chatter at you in the anticipation of a kill.
Is this in the back alleys we found this?
This thing just basically has landed in front of you, or
So
as
it's
you've
just
turned a
sort of,
corner, it's come around behind the corner
So we come around
behind you.
and oh, what the fuck is that?
You hear a gasp from Infina, and
This city's gone to shit.
she takes a step back and she grabs onto Jack's arm and starts to walk backwards, and she goes, "If you value your life, run."
The creature
I'm gonna That's an enemy.
I'm pulling out my crossbow, but holding.
And Anthema turns and bolts. What do the rest of you do?
Yeah, I'll be fucking legging it. I don't know
Flynn,
what the fuck it is,
bam,
but
it's
I'm
gone.
I'm gone. Yeah.
Pip runs.
Yeah.
Jack, you stand there. As you go to pull, it swipes down at you. Make a dexterity save before you start running. Ah. Take 6 points of damage as it swipes you across the back as you turn to run. And you make your way, panting and running through the streets and the back alleys of the Wern district, the tower looming up ahead of you. I'd like you all to give me an athletics check.
Could I use my feline capabilities to get advantage on that roll?
Yes, indeed you can, sir. Good roleplay.
That is a 16.
Lovely.
it's a whole 9.
Lovely.
Great, that helped. 20, 20.
Roman says, you are level 1. You are squishy.
We are very squishy. 18.
18. So, as you guys turn tail and run, Jack takes this big slash across his back. You see the creature out of the corner of your eyes as you turn around the next corner, fleeing for your lives. You see it stumble as it sort of swipes and over swipes past Jack, hitting the ground a little bit and getting to its feet. You have a clear lead on it. Where do you run to?
So we're in the hallway. What do we see in front of us?
In front of you is, to your left, bordered buildings with plants growing out, shrubs, back alley clotheslines holding up clothes of workers.
Okay, well...
You know Flynn would be leading the party with...
Yeah, so would I know the best way to...
You know the best
back
escape
the
route?
right direction?
Where are you going? Are you still going to head to the...
I suppose the plan is to try and get to the...
Albion's
we'll just have to try
Are you
and
creating
take
a new route with your powers?
Well, I don't know.
Albion's Reach.
I will try and, try and find a different route to get there.
So you all pass your athletics check to break away from this beast, and you start making your way towards the Albion's Reach.
While we're running, you see there was hanging clotheslines. Can I attempt to shoot my crossbow to try to...
You could reach up and... What do you want to do?
Oh yeah, just... I want to do the classic, the
Trying to
claws
make...
on the,
Excellent. Excellent, cool. So yeah, you pull the clothesline down as you run past, and you can hear the creature galloping up behind you. Sounds like there's two of them now, or maybe it's just on all fours. And as you pull the lines and keep running, you turn another corner and dart around another corner another way. You hear from behind you another scream of disgruntledness as this creature sounds like it may have gotten caught up. I'd like you all to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
These are all done with 20s, hey?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much everything rolled is a 20.
Uh-oh.
9 plus...
Was it a Constitution?
Yep.
Constitution
Alright.
saving throw plus 2.
That is a 23 with a nat 20.
Nice.
I got an 11.
Okay. So, you guys pull up, you skid to a hold outside of the Albion's Reach. Here, you break out past the big giant tower on your left and onto the main street as you turn around the corner to get to the front door of Albion's Reach. Behind you, you hear the creature scream in anguish as it's missed its prey, because it will not come out and show itself past this point. Maybe the people on the street have spooked it, maybe it's the sunlight, and you guys don't know. Pip and who else got a low number was
Yeah,
Jake? Yeah.
do I get advantage in Constitution saving throws?
Why would you? You have advantage. You have your proficiency bonus.
Thanks for the follow, Kai.
So your Constitution saving throw is whatever it's.
Nah, I rolled a 5. I got +4.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's your bonus you get.
This season, exhaustion's going to be working a bit different. You guys both get a point of exhaustion.
Can I?
Is it the same as the actual exhaustion? Like
No.
right.
Okay.
But it won't matter now because it'll matter for the next game.
Okay, cool.
So just put down a point of exhaustion on your character sheet, and you guys.
I mean, you can dig it off on.
Yeah, I'll put it. I'm writing in my book as well. Just to remind myself.
And you guys break out onto the street, and there stands in front of you the large green ornate doors to Albion's Reach. Its sign flapping in the wind. You can see up to the right the huge tower with its crane. The crane's wire gently swaying. Out here, such a juxtaposition, the beautiful sun shining compared to what you've just been through
Are
in
we
those
out of
areas.
danger?
You are out of danger.
If we're out of danger, I'm going to cast. Like, if we're out of sight as well,
You're not. You're standing in the middle of the street.
we're not out. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Don't worry.
And as you look up and see the sun reach to about midday, we're going to call the game session there, guys.
Woo! Excitement and intrigue.
How do I?
That thing sounded beastly ass.
So
Holy.
you click on conditions on the top right, and you go down the bottom. I think there's levels 1 to 6 exhaustion.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Good first game. I enjoyed that.
How did you find your first game of D&D?
It was good. It was fun.
Really good.
Just getting used to what I need to roll and what I need to look at on my character
That
sheet.
comes with time.
Yeah.
That's just.
Thanks, Raven.
It feels a little bit clunky when you're first starting because you got to go, oh, what's this? And
Yeah.
it's hard to remember every number. Even I still check numbers almost every time I roll them because what's that bonus again? Doesn't help that I've had so many characters I lose track. But yeah, it comes with time knowing what to.
On the
what to look
disadvantage
at.
on ability checks.
Yeah, although
Then speed half.
Nick said they're working
The
differently,
speed
so-
thing, it's
Well,
just,
what's that?
the only disadvantage you have at the moment is you get disadvantage to your ability checks, and I'll tell you next week how you get rid of your exhaustion.
Okay,
It's
so
not
the
that big a
exhaustion
deal.
levels are sort of the same, but there's how you get rid of it is different. Cool.
It's a lot
Cool.
different, a lot easier, yeah.
Yeah. The standard exhaustion rules are a bit.
Blah, blah, blah.
bit
But
harsh.
the way I've worked it out,
Too hard to get rid of.
it seems like it'll be fun and it'll be able to be used more in game.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that where you fail a constitution saving throw for running too hard or too fast will give you exhaustion because you've fucking
Yeah.
exhausted yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not that bad.
No,
Like
I think
you can
there's-
lose
yeah.
you can lose a point of exhaustion after a short rest. I'll just tell you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes you an hour to lose a point of
The
exhaustion.
standard rules are, I think, usually it's like a long rest for 1 point of exhaustion.
Yep.
Or you have to cast 5th level greater restoration to get 1 point of exhaustion, which is insane.
But I like the idea of you being, you've just fucking piss bolted as fast as you could. You know when you run so hard that you feel like you're gonna fucking throw up.
Oh, maybe we could have slapped it.
You could not have slapped it, hey. I'm like, Jack pulls his bow out. I'm like, don't.
No, it was
You
like.
want to make a new fucking character? Like
Well, I mean, in character we don't know.
next
what we
week.
can take
Next
on
week in
board.
the introduction, the only thing I request is a meme of Rian holding up a sign saying, "If you want to live, run."
Check going, but what if?
Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys.
Run with me if you want to live.
I appreciate you all, and I'm sorry it wasn't as long as I expected, but apparently writing disposition doesn't take as long to say disposition, and I just apparently just tell you the whole story in like 20 minutes and it's done. So I'll know that for next
8
time.
hours to write.
And write 10 million pages.
I have to write 10 million pages, yeah, or just have more content for the actual
the intro
game.
is also something that is.
Yeah,
You're not going to be doing big monologues and intros like.
it
Right,
is.
yeah,
Mostly
yeah,
tonight was just me talking and you guys telling me about your characters.
It was a perfect intro.
It was a good intro. It was better. I think that intro was more. I've only got one other test subject, which is my other intro.
It was more organic.
It was more organic. Yes, it was more.
100%,
It wasn't as
100%.
forced. It
100%.
wasn't like you're all in an inn.
It felt a lot more
Carbon clear.
organic from me in trying to inhabit my character as well. Like it feels
Yeah.
way more organic than suddenly we're just thrust into the situation where we sort of don't have a choice. It's
You're
like
on a
it's
train
less
and you're sitting next to
railroady,
each other.
even though we end up in the same position
Yeah,
of being
yeah.
together, which is really good. It's perfect.
I'm honestly pretty proud of that. Like that was it couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, Nick.
That was
Um,
literally a
That was
perfect.
awesome.
Yeah.
I was
Perfect organic
real,
way
you guys
to,
like, and kudos to all of you for fucking your characters. They're amazing. I love them all. The party's sick, and fucking just your descriptions and role playing tonight. This is why we play D&D, because it's
Fuck yeah.
fucking sexual.
Fuck yes.
I wonder if Mike's on. Good old Mikey. He always fucking gives me a shout out. He's sending me some miniatures, and we're gonna have some more fucking
Cool.
shit.
What do you guys think the intro lacks? Because obviously we don't need a. I'm not going to make a new intro every time. But what do you think little tweaks could make it better?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I don't think it needs anything.
I don't think it needs anything. The whole part at the end bit about the second best DM,
What about like the putting in the game, that bit at the start?
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a cool. Like, I mean,
No, like adding that bit on.
Oh,
okay.
what we were talking about the other day.
Yeah,
No,
just
we won't tell anybody. We'll
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking do it.
yeah.
stuff's gonna happen.
Stuff's gonna happen. Alright, we're gonna go over and raid Mike Modes. He's a fucking legend. Make sure you hang out. He paints some amazing miniatures. Like, I'm a mini painter too, but that shit's lit. Bam. Love you all. Peace out. Much love. We'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, I've got to start the raid and then I've got to say, I always do that wrong. I should be talking now when it's counting down to do the raid, and then in 5, 4, 3,
All those numbers.
bye.